Hello, and welcome to my new moon and Cancer energy reading, tarot reading for July 2023. There is a lot happening here on this planet, here in our individual lives, and so we're going to pause for just a moment and tune in together, look at the tarot cards, and see what energy guidance they can offer us for this moment of time that we are in. I am going to be using the Lightseers Tarot deck, and I will pull 3 cards, one for the individual now, one for the collective now, and one for the highest possibilities for the next lunar cycle. Cancer is traditionally a sign associated with lots of feelings, our sense of home, our relationship with the maternal, with our mother energy, our own, and then the mothers around us that take care of us. So you may be feeling some feels. Be patient with yourself. Be kind to yourself. This is a beautiful time to practice a lot of self-love. It is 11:11 as I begin this recording, so I feel like we are absolutely in flow. We're in divine timing, and I've called in a lot of angelic support around us for whatever the message is that is meant to come through for us today. All right, so let's pull some cards. The first one will be for the individual now. What is it feeling like for you? You and me, the individual level of energy. Oh my God, we cannot get away from this card. We just had this card. We're going to look at it again, apparently. 5 of Pentacles. This card is, we're stuck in this card. Did we just have it? We had it for the highest possibilities for the last month, and I guess we must have had it 2 months before that. I feel like we've had this card a ton. Collective now. What is the energy for the collective now? The Tower. Yikes. The Tower. This feels absolutely appropriate as we move towards the Lionsgate portal opening next week. And then the highest possibilities for the next lunar cycle. Oh, Queen of Pentacles. Well, that's a good sign. We're going to move from the 5 of Pentacles to the Queen of Pentacles this month. That feels like a really powerful transition. I mean, look at the difference. She's sitting here. Which one is it? This one. She's sitting here all by herself, feeling so not seen or not ready. And then she emerges as the Queen of Pentacles, like completely resourced, holding space. Oh, that's so beautiful. Awesome. Let's dive into these a little bit more. And I might read to you from the 5 of Pentacles because it keeps showing up. We'll see what it says here. Okay. This is for the individual now. So what do you see as you look at this card in the energy that you're in right now? So even if you've seen it before in these readings, what is it you notice in this moment? How do the colors make you feel? What is the energy of her posture? How does that make you feel? Can you see the key and the open door, the open lock? How does that make you feel? And then what about the light on the door? It almost looks like a spotlight. And then those 5 pentacles at the top. What does that bring up for you? So here's what the card says. Financial or health difficulties, feeling left out or ostracized, worrying about your security, a chance to clear energy blockages. It's time to squarely address any feelings about safety and security that have you worried about your well-being. Are you stressed about your finances or health, or feeling left out from the prosperity that others seem to enjoy? To counteract these corrosive energetic states, you are being asked to reclaim your personal power. Find your hunger for fierce positivity and seek opportunity in your current circumstance. It's hiding in the shadows. Oh, the opportunity is hiding in the shadows. If you've been stagnant for a hot minute, ask yourself if you've been laser focused on the things that are lacking in your life. If fear, self-pity, or helplessness try to dictate your reality, flip the script and remember that against all odds, all oppression, all class barriers, all everything, there is always a chance to move beyond your current limitations. Make the absolute best of your luminous life. You are not locked out from that which you desire. See the keys that will help you get there and choose to open the door. Here's the mantra. Doors that activate magical opportunities are always opening for me. I mean, how awesome is that? Hang on one second. I need a little bit of support in my back. I forgot there was a big gap behind my back. So how symbolic is that? Bring in a little more support at your back as we begin this reading for the new moon in Cancer. All right, so the closed doors, what did it say again? Doors that activate magical opportunities are always opening for me. When I was reading about the new moon in Cancer on one of the astrological sites that I followed, they were talking about Cancer being a sign of opportunities, that people who are Cancer energy, which my daughter is a double Cancer, my son is I believe he's a Cancer moon. I think my husband is also a Cancer moon or rising, one of them. There's a lot of Cancer energy around me. And the opportunities just always seem to show up for them, and unexpectedly. Like, they won't even be looking for something and it'll just happen. And they'll receive the thing that other people would have loved, but they didn't even know that it was a thing they could receive until this opportunity presented itself. And so the article was describing that. It said, can you be open to looking for the opportunities all around you and not stick with what you know, but instead just be curious and allow magical synchronicities to arise so that all of a sudden everything shifts. And I feel that in this card today. Before I've talked about this card, it's been almost like she's on a stage and she's trying to decide when is the right moment, which also would be Cancer energy, right? Like, when is the right moment for her to stand up? When is the right moment for her to do a dramatic, like, just kidding, ta-da, here I am. When is the right moment for her to say, oh, I do see the key. I do see that the door is unlocked or open. I'm ready to go through. And the last time we looked at this, it was from the perspective of, we're not this person, but we're the one sitting by their side, or we're the one moving around them because we don't want to wait for them so that we can get to the door, or we're the one going around them to the door, opening it up and telling them what's on the other side, so maybe they won't be so afraid to sit here. And so last time it was very much about, what if we're just around someone who is in the Five of Pentacles energy? Now this card is saying, you're in this. You're in this. And so what do you choose to do about it? Are you going to stay in this energy, or are you going to shift it? I've talked quite a bit about Pluto in Capricorn and how Pluto has been in Capricorn for 2008, 14, 15 years? And then it dipped backwards or forwards into Aquarius for just 3 months, March through June. And then it moved back into Capricorn again. And so what I've been feeling and saying is, I sense that we've had a window opened or a view open to something that we potentially see as possible for ourselves, for our lives. And now we're back in the Capricorn energy with that new idea or that new view, building in Capricorn energy a new structure, a new foundation, a new way of managing things. So this card talks a lot about finances and health. In the Pluto and Aquarius window of time, we may have seen the potential of what our finances could look like, or we may have had a taste of how beautiful our health could be, or our relationships could be, or our work, some new shift that could happen in our work that would just be extraordinary. And now we come back into Pluto and Capricorn energy, and we sit in it like, okay, how do we build that? How do we create that life? We've had a taste or a sight of it. Now we're here in this structural time, now through January. How do we build that structure? What needs to shift? So I feel new moon in Cancer is saying, let's look at our home. Let's look at our relationships. Let's bring the lens individually, right? This is the individual card. Let's bring the lens, the spotlight all the way in to our home, our families, our finances, our health, our individual human experience. Turn all that focus inward. What needs to be released? What needs to be restructured? What new intentions do we set at this time of the month? This is at this time of the cycle, not of the month. At this time of the lunar cycle, when all potential is open, the night sky is just filled with stars. There's no moon taking up all of that light or giving us all of that light. It's just all the stars. From this unlimited vista, what intentions can you set? about how you move forward in stronger alignment and greater clarity in all of these areas, health and finances and relationships and the structure of your home. That may feel absolutely overwhelming, and maybe that's why this card, she's like sitting here like, oh, like, how even do I begin? I really believe it's just one step. It's one choice. It's one moment of clarity. And you're like, okay, I see that this could shift, and I'm going to focus on this first. And as I focus on this, the next step presents itself. And as I do that next step, then the next one presents itself. And so you walk yourself forward into building a new structure. It's just like when you're building a house, you don't just suddenly throw up all the columns and the bricks and the windows and everything all at one time. You're building the foundation, and then you're adding in this concrete, and you're putting in the plywood or the structural beams. Like, you're doing it in a sequence, step by step, and so quickly, because it builds upon itself. Suddenly you have a whole new reality. You have a whole new experience. What happens when we sit like this, though, and we're not taking a step, we're not doing one movement forward, we stay in the stuck, in the paralysis, in the feeling like we can't ever get there, we're never going to get it done. The movement hasn't started, and so there's no momentum to carry us. And we can stay here for ages, just like this card keeps showing up and putting us back in the energy. We can stay here. So this is the individual now energy, and the collective now is the Tower. So let me bring this forward for you to look at. This is a powerful card. I mean, they all are, but like, so much here. So what do you notice when you see this card? How do the colors make you feel? What is the overall emotion that comes up inside of you as you see this? Some people see a Tower card and they're like, yes, bring on the Tower. Let's just crash everything to the ground and rebuild it, right? Pluto and Aquarius. Some people see this and they're like, what about the little guy? Is that a squirrel? What about the little squirrel? Is he going to get hurt? The lightning, is it going to get him? Others are like, yes, lightning strikes. Yes. We all see it so differently. The Tower card in the tarot is often associated with everything just coming down to the ground. So you have this way things have been, and then this to me is Pluto energy in general. Pluto is like, except there's like a second part to Pluto. Pluto would tear it down, but then there's the rebuilding card that would be right next to it, and it doesn't show this in the Tower card. I believe we are invited or guided by our soul into Tower moments, into moments of complete tearing it down. Like when they show old buildings that are being blown up and they just collapse to the ground because all of that old structure no longer serves. And so you just clear all the debris out, and then, you know, like Vegas, they often show those, they have like implosions and everyone's like, oh my gosh. But then something incredible is rebuilt from there. An enormous new version of casino or entertainment comes through, and you wonder like what was even there before. You start to forget because we're just building on top of the old ways and the old structures. The Tower card says, it says, what is ready to be rethought, reorganized, reanalyzed, what perspective shift is going to support whatever next level you're ready to move into as a soul in a human form. What's next for you? And so what do we need to tear down in order for you to create something that's going to be transformative and new? What's hard for us as humans, I believe, what's challenging is when we're in the middle of the Tower moment or at the beginning of it, or we haven't been told it's a Tower moment. It would be like if you're just walking by the casino in Las Vegas and you don't realize they're about to do an implosion, and all of a sudden the, noise and the dust and everyone's yelling and there's all, like, you would wonder what's actually happening because you weren't aware that that implosion was going to be at that time. It may feel like the ground is shaking underneath you and your ears are like, wow. That's what a tower moment can feel like when we're in the middle of or at the beginning of everything being brought down to the ground. We're like, what is happening? Why? Why is this happening to me? Often this is when I hear clients that are like, the universe hates me. The universe does not have my back. God is punishing me. Like, this is karma from all the bad things I've done in all the other times. Or, we berate ourselves. Like, why wasn't I prepared? I don't believe you can prepare for a tower moment. That's the point of the tower moment. It is meant to shake you up, surprise you, startle you out of your complacency or your comfort zone, and throw everything up in the air so that the energetic surprise activates something in you, so that the overwhelm of all of it kicks something into gear inside of you that perhaps wouldn't have happened if it was just, everyday conversation, this thing. The shock of it is what activates something in you moving to the next level of awareness or consciousness. But if we haven't been told that that's what's happening and that there's this tower going down, it may feel really scary and really overwhelming. The fact that this is a collective card is kind of intense. A collective tower moment is sort of a big deal, I believe. Like, if lots and lots and lots of people are unexpectedly surprised by a paradigm shift, it's going to feel very wobbly to be a human, even if you've already moved through this. You're like, oh, okay, got it. I understand. I'm looking at finances, health, family, relationships, and I'm setting some new intentions, and I'm the one who gets to open these beautiful, magical doors of opportunity. Got it. I'm aware. Awesome. I'm moving forward. Thank you. Even if the collective tower energy could wobble us. So here we are, tuning in together, me delivering a message to you that says, hey, watch out, humanity. We may be moving into a tower moment. And sometimes just knowing that we're moving into it or we're in it helps us understand that it's not really the world is falling apart. We are shifting consciousness. We are reorganizing and restructuring old ways in order for something new to come through. Pluto and Capricorn. I did a whole podcast called all about Pluto just maybe a month ago. So you can find that if you want to really understand what is happening with Pluto and how does that impact each one of us. So much energy, right? There's something else I was just going to tell you about this. The Pluto, the new moon in Cancer. I'm blanking on it. Oh well, we'll figure it out. So this would be the collective now experience. And then the highest potential for the next lunar cycle would be the Queen of Pentacles. So what do you notice about this card? What pulls you in? The woman, the tree, the pentacle, the colors? Like, what is it that you feel or sense as you're looking at this card? Do you feel like you can match her energy, or are you already matching her energy? Yeah. So again, I'm going to bring up the contrast between these two cards. So if this is the individual now, and this is the highest potential for the next lunar cycle, what needs to shift from this one so that she can hold this energy? So obviously she would need to sit up, right? She would need to strengthen her back like I just did. She'd need to put support at her back or call in support at her back. Sometimes that's physical, like we need a chair to lean back against or a blanket behind us or a person sitting next to us or behind us. Sometimes it's energetic. We need to strengthen our spinal column and believe in the structure of life being good. We need to call in the archangels, like I often do, to stand at my back and to create a vortex, a space of steadiness around me so that I can embody this kind of energy. So sometimes it's a mix of all of that. We're like, oh, I didn't even realize I was wobbly, but I can feel how I've been sitting in this, and I completely feel the collective tower thing happening. And so I'm going to embody the strength and the steadiness of this queen. I'm going to be this as the tower energy moves around me, as finances and health and relationships and family and job and the climate and the earth and however far you want to go with it, everything is rocky or is bumpy. I'm going to be this energy for myself first, for myself, so I can navigate through my day with a sense of calm in my body, with a sense of steadiness and ease, with an ability to see the big picture and not get caught up with lightning bolt after lightning bolt, being able to keep my gaze looking forward and observing what's happening around instead of covering and hiding and not wanting to see. I am here, present, fully aware. This is the highest frequency for the next lunar cycle. This card often to me, because her eyes are closed and she seems so internally like she's in her space, in her field of energy. This card to me, I think, really encourages meditation. It would say, this card, the Queen of Pentacles would say, close your eyes. Close your eyes. Breathe. Feel, hear all the sounds of nature around you. Like, look at all the trees around her. She's not surrounded by people in this card. She's with Gaia, with her own consciousness. And she's like, let's just be right here. Feel how strong and calm the heart is. And then remember, like, we hold all the pentacles. We are the creator of our reality. We are the one. And when we remember that and we steady ourselves and we then anything is possible. Let the world rock and roll and shake, and let towers fall and crash and crumble. Like, we know we are here for something profound and beautiful. We know we are creating our reality. And so let's consciously choose what we are creating. What are we going to focus on? What are we going to expand? How do we do that? So, the other thing I would just add is there's a lot of yellows and greens in these cards, which to me are very much focusing on third chakra and heart chakra. So you may have some time to spend inside of yourself over the next lunar cycle in your third and your fourth chakras. I'm going to create a meditation that is probably going to be focusing on those two chakras, and I'm going to do an extended tarot reading. So those will be available for an exchange of $33. You can find that at the link in the video. Super amazing. I always find that those meditations just calm everything down. And then we are preparing for the Lionsgate portal, which will be opening next week on Wednesday. I have a beautiful collection of friends, collaborators, healers, guides, medicine women, magic makers. There are 8 of us, and each one of us has created a free gift to prepare us for the Lionsgate portal. And I have put that into a private web page, so I will put the link in the description. You can go sign up and get those gifts for free. And then if you decide you want to step into the Lionsgate portal with us, which is from July 26th until August 12th, we're going to go 18 days together in a Facebook group. It's going to be energy open, 18 days, energy closed. The Facebook group will close at the end of that time. And in those 18 days, we're going to be focusing on manifestation, on creation, on community building, on healing some of these beliefs that we are doing it all by ourselves and nobody cares. That is absolutely not true. So we're going to be in a live Facebook group for 18 days together. The exchange for that is $88. It's amazing. There will be so many resources on the actual 8/8 day, August 8th, which is the peak of the Lionsgate portal. We are going to have a whole day of Zoom sessions, experiences, meditations, healings by each of the 8 women in this group, and all of that is included in the Facebook group for $88. It is going to be an incredible time of collaboration, meeting new friends, focusing on manifestation and healing in the Lionsgate portal energy. Like, we have just created the most magnificent experience for all of us, for ourselves first, and then for everyone who joins us. So the exchange for that is $88. If you just want the free gifts and the meditations, the link to that to sign up is below. I wish you such a peaceful, steady Queen of Pentacles energy, new moon in Cancer. So much love.